Jordan. Miami trailed by 20 at one point. They're 0-25 over the last 15 seasons when trailing by at least 20. But Sean, they're up by 1, 3:19 to go. It's on ABC.
Well, some big comebacks today around college football this season. Taco Bell is celebrating student sections, passionate fans like those here at Kyle Field. The Texas A&M student section already on the national watch list. Go to ESPN.com/Taco Bell to see how your school can compete. No score here. Nearly 10 minutes played. Texas A&M on offense for the second time, and Travion Williams dumped by the safety, Mike Edwards. They have him up around the line of scrimmage to deal with the terrific running back Williams.
He really timed that well because there were two linemen pulling, and they just ran right by him. He was a little bit off the ball. He wasn't right on the line of scrimmage, so the two linemen pulling didn't see him. They went right by him. He got into the backfield for a loss of yardage play. Kentucky playing with a new starting inside linebacker. This guy right here, number 22, a true freshman. Chris Oates playing because Cash Daniel, their starter, has to sit out the first half for a targeting foul last week against South Carolina.
High throw, too high to the near sideline for Kendrick Rogers. Kellen Mond off target. Here's Holly.
Well, guys, Kellen Mond struggling to get in a throwing rhythm so far. Keep in mind, he's without his favorite target, Jamon Osborne, a former high school teammate of his. They were roommates at IMG Academy. Osborne had surgery on Tuesday on a right foot injury. He broke his fifth metatarsal. So just who does he look for out here? He has gone to the tight end quite a bit, but who does he get comfortable with in this game passing?
Well, they're thinking Courtney Davis, number 1, is the guy that can step up and take the place. He's in the slot at the bottom of the screen right here.
3rd down and 11. Conservative play call by Jimbo Fisher. Will it result in the first down? Travion Williams stood up. Forward progress stopped about a yard shy of the line to make. Darius West, another senior safety out of Lima, Ohio, and they have a roster filled with players from Ohio, the home state of Coach Stoops. There's Osborne. That's a big loss. He caught 50 balls last year as a true freshman, and 15 entering this week, and he'll be out at least a few weeks.
Well, and that's where you miss him on those 3rd down plays. The guy you feel like you have the best chemistry with, you know where he's going to be, and that's a big loss for their offense right now.
Braden Mann, these punters showing off their first efforts. That's a low kick that he got away with. Stayed inbounds and bounced for about 15 yards along the sideline. And Bouvier stopped at the 32. So Kentucky, with a veteran team coming back, 5-0. They think the country's surprised. They're not all that surprised. Of course, the signature win at Florida, they'd lost 31 in a row to the Gators. They're 3-0 in the SEC for the first time since 1977. Holly?
Well, guys, a huge story developing here down on the field. The best offensive lineman for Kentucky, their center, Drake Jackson, who they call the quarterback, is out of this game with a groin injury. So a new center right now. I'll give you more in just a moment.
Looks like they moved Bunchy Stallings to center, who is their best guard. Moved him over and brought a new right guard in.
A very impressive guard. A.J. Rose, the backup to Benny Snell. A nice catch and about a 3-yard gain.
And guys, just keep in mind, Bunchy Stallings is usually their right guard that pulls a lot in some of their actions. So this really changes what they like to do up front. But Bunchy did take a bunch of practice snaps with Terry Wilson here on the sideline before he ran out there to hurry and take over at center.
A lot of times offensive line, they cross-train guys just for situations like this.
Veteran offensive line, 4 starters back from a year ago. That's one of the keys to their success as a team. A lot of experience. Rose, been a very nice compliment to Snell.
Yeah.
Came up about a yard short of the first down. A big tackle by Keldrick Carper.
And Eddie Grant told us they were going to try to find about 10 more plays for Rose. They feel like he's really come on. It will keep Benny Snell fresh. There's Eddie Grant, long-time coordinator, running back coach in this conference.
Both some good ones at Auburn, at LSU, at Ole Miss. And he raves about Snell. 3rd down and 1. Rose remains the running back. And he gets the call straight ahead. Really off right guard where Bunchy Stallings ordinarily would be. That is the strength of their offensive line, the right, when Stallings is over there.
Well, they still ran right by him. He kind of led into the zone on that right side, ran right behind Bunchy Stallings, and ran underneath the tackle of Keldrick Carper, number 14. The advantage for Stallings moving to center is that Kentucky, unlike A&M, they are never under the center. They're in the shotgun all the time. So he's practiced shotgun snaps.
Terry Wilson, look out. Saw the pressure coming from his right. Got away from Tyree Johnson. And runs out of bounds with a gain on that play.
What I think we might see as a counter by Mike Elko now would be to maybe take Dalen Mack, who is playing outstanding up front this year for A&M, and put him right over the nose. He can be a very disruptive guy. So if you put him right over the new center, Bunchy Stallings, it could cause some problems.
Mack is 6'1", 320. They flip it to Lynn Bowden with some running room. He can fly inside the 20, inside the 10, and into the end zone. Touchdown, Kentucky. 54 yards.
I don't know what Donovan Wilson was doing, number 6. It's act like watch number 6. It looks like he almost doesn't know that Bowden has the football. He runs right by him. Olaka takes a bad angle, and Lynn Bowden with an outstanding play. We talked about how dangerous he is when he gets his hands on the football. Shows it right there.
A pass play of 54 yards, matching the longest pass play by the Wildcats this year, and Bowden had the other 54-yarder. Miles Butler the extra point.
Those are the best passes you could ever ask for as a quarterback. You threw it about 1.5 yards, underhand, and you let this guy do the rest.
And he's playing for his baby boy, son Lynn III.
Every one of us starts out as a wide-eyed recruit, myself included. If I could go back, I'd tell that kid, get ready. You're going to serve alongside some amazing people. They're going to become like family to you. And together, you'll see and do things that will help change the world. That'll change you. One day, you're going to look up and be a better you. And this nation will be better for it too. I'm General Dave Goldfein. Come join us. Your nation is waiting.
Adnan Burke back here with a studio update on UCF. 17 straight. They're taking on SMU. It's over on ESPNU. Mackenzie Milton to Dredrick Snelson. 21-3. Looking good, Sean.
Indeed, they are. Like Kentucky, one of the 13 remaining undefeated teams in the country. Lynn Bowden Jr. from Youngstown, Ohio, the hometown of Coach Mark Stoops. And they have a pipeline, particularly to Youngstown, but also to the state of Ohio on a larger scale. And a lot of big plays at the beginning of this season in contrast to the start of last year.
Well, I'll tell you, they are really committed to recruiting the state. 27 guys on the roster from the state of Ohio. Vince Morrow, the recruiting coordinator, is also from Youngstown Cardinal Mooney, and he and Mark Stoops are in lockstep recruiting that state.
Grant McInnes kicks off. Jay Sean Corbin takes a knee about 3 yards deep. Tomorrow on Sunday NFL Countdown, 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN. Odell Beckham Jr. sounds off on the Giants' 1-3 start. Why their game plan isn't getting OBJ the ball enough. And Alex Rodriguez and Patrick Mahomes discuss how A-Rod's influence helped young Mahomes reach the big leagues. Young Mahomes, I think he's probably talking about Patrick's dad, Pat Mahomes. But tune in tomorrow and find out. Pat Mahomes, fine baseball pitcher. Patrick almost followed in baseball, but I think he made the right decision.
I think so. He's pretty special. So is this guy. Josh Allen's been pretty quiet so far, but he is a potential game wrecker.
Done a nice job blocking him. He got in the face of Mon and almost batted it out of his hand. And Mon down back at the 18-yard line.
Rush. He doesn't get too far above the quarterback, and Kellen Mond shows some strength to hold on to that football, because that is almost a sure strip sack or fumble in most cases.
He's doing it all, leading the conference in tackles for loss, sacks, and he drops into coverage about as often as he rushes. Mark Stoops said if there's a defensive player in the country playing better than Josh Allen, I want to see who it is. Of course, Coach Stoops back on his on defense. Sean Corbin with some running room. Bounced off the hit of Mike Edwards, got a few more, and came up 2 yards short of the line to make it the 33, a 15-yard pickup.
Sean Corbin is another young back. Jimbo Fisher was recruiting him at Florida State. Continued to recruit him, got him to come to Texas A&M, and they want to get him more and more involved in what they're doing. He took the opening kickoff against Arkansas back for a touchdown last week.
End of the first quarter. Here's a Floridian from Rockledge, Florida. Fast-moving quarter, as you might expect when these two teams that lean on the run get together. 7-0 Kentucky. A hot night in College Station.
Dedication. Attention to detail. And going above and beyond. That's what it takes to do things the right way. With Rocket Mortgage, you can count on us to get your mortgage right. Because when it comes to buying a home, the right way should be the only way. Rocket Mortgage, America's largest mortgage lender and proud supporter of college athletics.
An 82-inch Samsung QLED TV. He's not watching his team. He doesn't even have a team. He's more of a golf guy. And yet, here we are. Captivating color, gripping 4K. The massive 82-inch Samsung QLED TV. You can't look away.
We don't just make cars. We make technology that moves people. This is the 2018 Nissan Rogue, featuring tech like Pro Pilot Assist. It helps keep you centered in your lane and in control. This is how Nissan Intelligent Mobility is reinventing driving for everyone. Now the most exciting tech you own is in your driveway.
The sub-above difference is the silver lining. Order Jersey Mike's for your game day party, and rest assured that even if your team doesn't win, your mouth does. Victory is all yours. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
This is Frank. What's up? This is Frank's favorite record. This is Frank's dog. And this is Frank's Record Shop. Frank knows Northern Soul, but how to set up a limited liability company?
What's that mean?
Not so much. So he turned to his friends at LegalZoom.
Yep, they hooked me up.
We help with his LLC, contracts, and some other stuff that's part of running a business. So Frank can focus on the beat.
You hear that?
This is Frank's Record Shop, and this is where life meets legal.
The sub-above difference is grilled. Because if you're making a cheesesteak and you're not using a hot grill to make it, well, you're not making a cheesesteak. Give our grill a go. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
So if we switch, he can stream all the games he wants without eating up our family's data? That's right. 4 lines for just $25 a month per line, each with unlimited gigs.
Go. Touchdown! Whoa!
Honey, ready for a switch?
Yeah, baby.
Ready to stream every play? Switch to Boost and get 4 lines for just $25 per month per line, each with unlimited gigs. Plus, get up to 4 free phones. All on Boost super reliable, super fast nationwide network. Boost makes it easy to switch. Switching makes it easy to save.
The NBA on ESPN is back October 17th, presented by State Farm.
Let's meet Josh Allen, senior from Montclair, New Jersey. Spent 3 years in high school in Alabama as well. From a very athletic family, his sister, Aisha Hines Allen, started Louisville. Just finished a year with the Washington Mystics of the WNBA. They went to the WNBA Finals. He's a dad, 9-month-old son Wesley. The guy really changed his body in the off-season. And the big key to this team's success, Todd, is He decided to come back.
Right.
C.J. Conrad, the tight end, decided to come back. Mike Edwards, the safety, decided to come back when all were pondering the NFL.
Well, and Josh Allen made himself a whole lot of money by coming back because he is a more complete player, has really benefited from one of the new coaches, Brad White, the outside linebacker coach.
Of the runner reaching the line to gain is under further review.
Travion Williams seems to convert on 3rd and short, but they're going to take a look at it in the booth. Jordan Jones, the tackle.
Saying Brad White is the new outside linebacker coach. He spent the last 6 years with the Indianapolis. Jordan Jones filling that outside gap, and from that shot, it looked like he might have been down before the ball crossed the line to gain.
Might have bounced to the line to make. That's a big ruling because it'll be 4th down. And then Jimbo Fisher in his own territory would probably punt. There's a camera that is right in the yard marker.
Well, that's close.
I think they marked it right. I mean, they have the nose of the football just about on the 35-yard line, and has to be conclusive. And spots of the ball as we bring in Bill Lamagna, long time on the field official. Great referee in the Big Ten. As I read the card the way Bill wrote it for me. Bill, what do you think? This is a tough one for replay. You're talking about inches here.
Well, I appreciate the compliment. But
and it's the truth.
One of the things that we have here is they were going big line to big line. So that makes this a little bit easier for the review and for spotting it for the new 1st down. I think this play minimally is going to stand, if not be confirmed.
Yeah. Well, and I think it will be, if it is confirmed, or what A&M needs to do is right now is a perfect time to go a play action and try to throw the ball downfield, try to stretch this Kentucky defense. You've run the ball with some success here so far. You pick up a 1st down, you get good protection.
After further review, the ruling is the runner was down with the ball short of the 35-yard line. It's 4th down.
He's keeping the offense on the field. 4th and short in your own territory. You've got a big quarterback. I would expect quarterback sneak here.
Ramon 6'2", 210. It's the heaviest offensive line in school history. They averaged 313 pounds. Looked like he might have juggled the snap from way up here atop Kyle Field, but he did get the 1st down.
So here's the issue. This is the first year in his quarterbacking life that Kellen Mond has ever took snaps under center. I mean, all through high school, he took shotgun snaps. All through his time here at A&M, he did bobble the snap. And that's the hardest place to secure a snap is in goal line and short yardage plays because the center is usually making a reach block, and you have to really hang in there and ride the center. And Kellen Mond was very fortunate that he was able to hang on to that football.
Neither of the star running backs is really broken free. Travion Williams is 16 yards rushing. It's Mond doing the work with his feet. And that was the issue for him, Todd. He was recruited by Kevin Sumlin as a dual threat, running and throwing quarterback, and he wondered how much the running part would be a factor with Jimbo Fisher's offense.
Well, this is an option. Travion Williams is blocking. Kellen Mond has the option of pitching to Courtney Davis, but makes the right decision to run the football. He is a talented runner because he's got speed when he gets to that second level of the defense.
16-yard gain there. Mond told us, obviously, when they made the coaching change, there was some concern in his mind. But once he read about Jimbo Fisher's history of developing quarterbacks and sending them on to the NFL, he was very excited. He thinks he's a much better pocket passer than he was. And perhaps the improvement on display there as he dodged the rush and got it to Courtney Davis for a 1st down to the Kentucky 36.
Yeah, rather than just taking off and trying to get out of the pocket when things break down a little bit, he just keeps his poise, keeps his eyes downfield, and makes a beautiful throw to Courtney Davis. It was a great inside rush, a quick inside rush by T.J. Carter that collapsed the pocket, but there was no panic in Kellen Mond on that play.
Very mature young man, raised in a military family. His dad spent 10 years in the Army. I was very impressed by both quarterbacks, Todd, during our visit yesterday. Both obviously very mature young men. Jay-Sean Corbin got flattened, but got about 6 for A&M on the move. Here's a look at the bio of Kellen Mond, sophomore from San Antonio, but as we mentioned, spent a year at IMG Academy last year in high school, and was in a battle to be the starting quarterback in the off-season. He was actually the backup as a true freshman at the start of last year. Nick Starkel was the starter. Starkel hurt his foot in their crushing loss at the beginning of the year against UCLA. So Mond started 8 games, went 5-3. But Starkel got his job back at the end of the year. Then they battled with the new coaching staff, really auditioning, both of them, and Mond won the battle, and he's seen almost all of the snaps so far this season. Jay-Sean Corbin stopped by Mike Edwards. It'll be 3rd down and 4.
In the 2 losses, he did a lot of good things. He threw for over 400 yards against Clemson, the game here that they had a lot of chances to win. The Alabama game, it ended up being kind of a lopsided score, but it was close for a good portion of that game. And in that game, he ran the ball well, ran for over 100 yards. He's a very talented guy who I think is going to get better and better under the tutelage of Jimbo Fisher and Darrell Dickey, the quarterback coach.
Fisher calls the plays with plenty of input from Dickey. Mond kept it. Mond lunging for the marker. Derek Beatty chased him out, and he's short by about a yard.
Kentucky did a really nice job of blowing up the mesh point on this play. This is a read play for Kellen Mond. They forced him to keep the football. Watch the crash on the mesh point. Excellent job. That was Josh Allen who tackled the back and forced the quarterback to keep and break it outside, and nice pursuit by the Kentucky defense.
They went for it on 4th and inches in their own territory with a true freshman kicker who would be trying one from about 45 here. Jimbo Fisher has the offense out there. I think he might call a timeout. He is the official nearby. They snap it. They hand it off to Jay-Sean Corbin, and it doesn't look like he got it.
You know, the last 4th and short, they were under the center and ran quarterback sneak. This time they put the quarterback in the shotgun and handed it to Corbin, and I'm not sure he got it.
Interesting, no Travion Williams on the field.
You're already 5 yards off the ball, and they didn't get a good push up front. It's just a matter if he got that ball across the line.
Please reset the game clock to 10:50. 10:50 on the game clock.
And they're going to measure here. Cordell Looney, backup defensive end, key part of that tackle. They're much deeper in the defensive line than they've been in the past. Another of the many factors in their success, and they're short by almost a yard. Kentucky takes over on downs.
We talk about the Texas A&M run defense coming into the game, 3rd in the nation, only giving up 80 yards a game. Kentucky's run defense has been excellent themselves, averaging only giving up 3.6 yards per rushing attempt. That time on 4th down, they were very stout. Actually on 3rd and 4th down, outstanding run defense.
Here's Holly Rowe.
Well, guys, big news. Drake Jackson can return to this game, but on this play, he's not running in there. They thought he was going to come in and be the center and snap right now, but they're going to have to stick with Bunchy Stallings right now, but Drake Jackson can return.
He's usually the right guard. Luke Fortner, backup, sophomore, number 79 in at guard. Benny Snell.
That's a typical Benny Snell run right there. That play looked like it was gained 1-2 yards, but again, this is a guy who runs behind his pads. He has great leg drive, very powerful legs, and he just churns out more yards than it looks like there. I mean, that's a 5-6 yard gain when it looked like it would have been a 1 or 2 yard gain.
Drake Jackson, the starting center, does look ready, as Holly said, still on the sideline. Kentucky leading 7-0. And the toss dropped by Snell, and he scoops it back in. Looked like Kingsley Keke had a great chance to get it for Texas A&M.
This is a bad pitch. This pitch is high and up on the shoulder pad of Benny Snell. You want that ball low and right in front of him so he can catch it and turn upfield. They use this action a lot. They can toss it. The quarterback can keep it. They'll also throw off of it, but that was a bad pitch by the quarterback, Terry Wilson.
Larry Grand talked about staying ahead of the chains. They're not as well equipped as some teams that throw the ball better to convert on 3rd and 7. Wilson's averaged just 119 yards per game passing. He's poised in the pocket. He can run. He got 105 rushing yards in their win at Florida. He got rocked well short of the first down. Belted by Donovan Wilson, the senior safety from Shreveport, Louisiana.
Well, this was only a 3-man rush, which means they drop 8 into coverage, and they've got a linebacker in there watching the quarterback. So really good disguise by Mike Elko. Nowhere to go with the football for Terry Wilson against those 8 guys dropping, and they forced the punt. Good response after their offense gave it up on 4th down.
Max Duffy will kick it. Rashad Paul back deep. Driving spiral and a fair catch made at the 15-yard line. Boy, the punting we've seen all season long in college football has been terrific. That one traveled 51.
Here's your Buick, sir. Actually, that's my Buick.
Your Buick doesn't have a roof rack. This is my Buick. How are we going to fit in your mom's Buick?
Easy.
I like that new Buick.
Me too.
I was actually talking about that Buick.
I knew that.
Did you?
Buick's fresh new lineup is full of surprises. Get up to 20% below MSRP on most 2018 luxury Buick models when you finance through GM Financial.
Would you look at that?
Unbelievable. We have serious problems.
5 seconds to mandatory abort.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
First Man, rated PG-13. Experience the moon in IMAX.
Under these lights, the big house shines. The biggest stage with even bigger implications. Anything can happen on Saturday night. Anything can happen on Saturday night.
Hampton by Hilton with more than 2,400 locations. You can follow your team anywhere. And you can check out our alternate angle, Xfinity Skycam coverage of tonight's game. It's streaming live on ESPN3 on the ESPN app and on Xfinity X1.
A little bit. They're not having a lot of success on 3rd down because they've had long yardage situations. I think 1st down is a good down to try to throw the football for kind of a chunk play off of play action.
There's 78 yards of offense for Texas A&M nearly midway through the second quarter. Swing pass by Mon in the direction of Travion Williams.
Just an errant throw. You want to get that ball out in front of a running back. You don't have to make him reach or jump or reach back. Catch that ball out in front so his eyes can be on the defense so he knows who he has to make miss with his first move.
Travion Williams yanked down just shy of the 20. Cordell Looney, who hadn't played much prior to tonight, 6 tackles all year, has been on a couple of plays here in the first half. He's another Ohioan out of Springfield.
third down situation. A&M 1 for 5 right now on third downs. A couple of them have been very long. This is a very manageable down as far as distance is concerned for Kellen Mond. Always a threat of a quarterback run here, too.
Under duress, Mond steps up but does not get back to the line of scrimmage. It's the true freshman, Chris Oates, filling in for Cash Daniel, out for the first half because of the targeting penalty of last week.
Well, here's Jamar Watson. This is Josh Allen. He's going to drop into coverage. It's the other outside edge rusher who beats the left tackle and gets to the quarterback, Mond. Doesn't get the sack, but forces him up in the pocket where his help is.
Didn't get the sack because he was being held. He came up looking for the flag, and he had a point, but Oates finished the job, his first career sack. Braden Mann, another bomb. Bouvier watches it sail over his head and into the end zone.
I mean, you know, some guys, when they kick the ball just doesn't look the same coming off their foot. This guy's got one of those legs. It does not look the same.
That was 82 yards.
Here we go. Discover. I like your card, but I'm absolutely not paying an annual fee.
Discover has no annual fees.
Really?
Yeah, we just don't believe in them.
Oh, nice. You would not believe how long I've been rehearsing that.
No annual fee on any card, only from Discover.
Crispy chicken tenders from Burger King? That's right, crispy on the outside with juicy white meat on the inside. The King's got great chicken, but don't take our word for it. The crispy chicken tenders, now part of the 2 for $6 deal only at Burger King.
With Hulu, tailgating's never been better. Unlike the early days when all you had was a radio. But through the years, the experience got better and better. And now, Hulu's completely changed the game. Because you don't have to choose between tailgating or watching football live on ESPN. You can do both, no cable required. Hulu makes it so easy, the game will never be the same.
Here's your Buick, sir. Actually, that's my Buick.
Your Buick doesn't have a roof rack. This is my Buick.
How are we going to fit in your mom's Buick?
Easy.
I like that new Buick.
Me too.
I was actually talking about that Buick.
I knew that.
Did you?
Buick's fresh new lineup is full of surprises. Get up to 20% below MSRP on most 2018 luxury Buick models when you finance through GM Financial.
Rated mature. It's time for a hat attack. Hat, return to me.
ESPN College Football, brought to you by Buick, proud partner of the NCAA, and Burger King. All new juicy, crispy chicken tenders are now available. Try yours today, only at BK.
Before becoming an Alabama Crimson Tide legend, college football legend, Bear Bryant coached at each of these two schools at Kentucky, 1946 to 53. In fact, coached against Texas A&M in 53, the last meeting between these two schools. Then he came here in 1954 through 57, was also the athletic director here. Here's Terry Wilson on first down for Kentucky. Here's Adnan Burke back in the studio.
All right, Sean, thank you very much. Well, I know what's happened. Vanderbilt and Georgia. Anchor down, more like anchor frown. Jake Fromm here, Terry Godwin. In Athens right now, they're celebrating after that pass and catch. And look at this by Godwin. I'm standing up. I'm getting in the end zone, Sean McDonough. It's on SEC Network.
Wow. A lot of talent on that Georgia team, number 2 in the country. Kentucky's number 13. LSU's lost, now one of 12 undefeated teams in the country. A.J. Rose lost the ball, and Luke Fortner got on it, but it's a loss on the play of a couple for Kentucky.
Still no Drake Jackson at center. Bunchy Stallings with the center. Ball's popped out. That was Matabike that knocked the ball out, and Fortner does a nice job getting on the football. Kentucky 2 of 5 on third downs. Neither team having much success against these two defenses on third down.
Not much offense on either side. Kentucky just 121 yards of offense, 54 on the touchdown play. Terry Wilson in a crowd. Didn't look like he could follow through as he tried to get it to Dorian Baker.
Yeah, if he could have got rid of this ball a little bit sooner, Dorian Baker was open and probably would have been able to run for the first down. He just is late getting the ball out. Baker's open right now. Right now, he stepped up too far in the pocket, and when he tried to get the ball to Baker, it was too late.
Well, let's see what Duffy can do. It's his turn. The 82-yard punt a moment ago by Braden Mann was the third longest in A&M history, and the longest since 1944 when Bobby Goff set a school record with an 86-yard kick against Texas Tech. That's just a 48-yard punt. Come on, Duffy.
Hi, I just wanted to tell you that Chevy won a J.D. Power Dependability Award for its midsize car, the Chevy Malibu. I forgot, Chevy also won a J.D. Power Dependability Award for its light-duty truck, the Chevy Silverado. Oh, and since the Chevy Equinox and Traverse also won, Chevy is the only brand to earn the J.D. Power Dependability Award across cars, trucks, and SUVs 3 years in a row. Third time's a charm.
So if we switch, he can stream all the games he wants without eating up our family's data? That's right. 4 lines for just $25 a month per line, each with unlimited gigs.
Go. Touchdown! Woohoo!
Honey, ready for a switch?
Yeah, baby.
Ready to stream every play? Switch to Boost and get 4 lines for just $25 per month per line, each with unlimited gigs. Plus, get up to 4 free phones. All on Boost super reliable, super fast nationwide network. Boost makes it easy to switch. Switching makes it easy to save.
Taco Bell is celebrating the heart, soul, and spirit of college football. The student sections. A distinguished committee of experts from across the country has been created to rank and select the student section of all student sections. Check out livemystudentsection.com for more.
This season, I'm everyone with a case of the dropsies. I just dropped my phone. Can you help me out? Hey, honey, I might have dropped the match. I did. If I could show up on game day, imagine what could happen the rest of the week. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem, like me.
Meet Lou and Mary, semi-retired and semi-prepared for the grandkids to visit. But their floors are completely ready because they have new life-proof porcelain tile from the Home Depot. It's 50% more slip-resistant than ordinary tile, scratch-resistant, stain-proof, and waterproof, indoor or outdoor. Their house may not be totally grandkid-proof, but it is life-proof. Get slip-resistant tile from Life-Proof, starting at $199 a square foot. The Home Depot. More saving, more doing.
It's just a stupid old chair.
High stakes and a playoff spot on the line.
A very lucky stupid old chair.
Redskins Saints, Monday at 8:15 on ESPN.
Right now, you're watching that. While Dari, Gene, and Chris are watching this, doing that, and talking to this guy. Which means you can watch it all later when you tune in to SEC Now. Tonight on the SEC Network.
Jimbo Fisher, very familiar with the man wearing the head coach's headset across the field, Mark Stoops. Coach Stoops was Jimbo's defensive coordinator at Florida State for 3 years, right before Mark left to go to Lexington as the head coach.
And how about that guy right there? That's Eddie Gran, who was also on that staff. He's the offensive coordinator for Mark Stoops at Kentucky. So a lot of familiarity between these coaches.
We asked Mark Stoops about it. He said, our defense has changed so much over the years, and Jimbo's offense, yeah, we're familiar, but it really isn't much of a factor in this game. What is a factor is neither one of these highly touted and productive running backs can get it going so far.
Well, and I think the other thing that's evident, if you're not familiar with Kentucky football this year, here's the thing you got to know. This is not a team that's doing it with flash and spread offense and bells and whistles. They are a physical group in the trenches. On the offense and defensive line, they are built like an SEC team, and that's why they are holding their own at the line of scrimmage, and a big reason why they're undefeated.
Travion Williams lost a yard. He's rushed for just 20 yards, less than 3 per carry. Here he is as a receiver. Lots of running room down the sideline and into Wildcat territory out at the 39.
We've seen Mike Edwards make some good plays so far. He made a costly mistake. Watch to the top of the screen. Number 7 is going to try to take an angle underneath the blockers, but he underestimates the speed of Travion Williams, and then there's no help on the perimeter. Well-executed throwback screen, and Mike Edwards, a very reliable tackler in the open field, took a bad angle to the football.
32-yard gain, longest play of the night for Texas A&M. Kellen Mond on target. Kendrick Rogers, big target at 6'3", 210. Knocked out of bounds at the 33-yard line by Derek Beatty.
He's been bothered a little bit by a foot injury, but he was a star in the Clemson game. 7 catches, 120 yards, 2 touchdowns, a couple miraculous type catches in that game.
That was their second game of the year. Clemson was number 2 when they came here. Clemson had to intercept a 2-point attempt by Texas A&M in the final minute to preserve the 2-point win for the Tigers. That pass is incomplete off the hands of Rogers. And Jimbo Fisher frustrated about that Clemson game still. When we talked to him yesterday, I felt like we outplayed them, we outgained them. It was a real opportunity early in the year to get a huge win.
They outgained them, they ran more plays, but they also had more turnovers. They had 2 turnovers, and Clemson had 0 on the road. And at the end of the day, Clemson made enough plays to get out of here with a win.
So 3rd down and 4. They're in the fringe of field goal range. They don't have to worry about that. Now, Mond on target. Then Cameron Buckley lost the ball after he had advanced past the first down marker. Eric McCoy, the center, got it back. But now they're back at the 30-yard line.
Well, the question was his knee down before the ball came out, first of all. And then when the ball was recovered, if it was recovered by A&M, was that beyond the first down? Looks like Lonnie Johnson, the cornerback, is the guy that knocks the ball out.
That's a fumble. He wasn't down. This didn't appear to me that he was. And as a result of the ball going backwards,
of a runner fumbling the ball is under further review.
Let's bring in Bill Lamagna.
On our first view, it didn't appear that he was down. The ball was out. But on the next view, we've got a right knee that's down.
Yes, you're right.
So they're going to reverse this, put the ball at the spot he was down.
Yeah,
first down. Angles are everything, and both knees count.
So that'll be a first down on the completion to Cameron Buckley. Last year, this Texas A&M passing game really centered on Christian Kirk.
Yeah.
It was a second-round draft pick at the end of the year by the Arizona Cardinals. Now, as Holly pointed out, especially with Jamon Osmond injured, no primary target, but they think they can get more out of Buckley, more out of number 1, Courtney Davis.
Yeah. And again, a perfect opportunity if this stands as or gets overturned as a complete pass and a first down, a good chance to throw one towards the end zone. You got this Kentucky defense on their heels a little bit. Jimbo Fisher, so much respect for him as a play caller by both Mark Stoops and Matt House, the defensive coordinator. They said, he's a guy who doesn't just call plays. He attacks you. He figures out what you're doing. He sets things up. He makes first downs. Now, they're not very prolific offensively tonight, but he is an outstanding play caller, and these guys are well aware of it.
There's Matt House, 40-year-old defensive coordinator. Obviously, Coach Stoops, with his background on defense, coordinator at Florida State and Arizona for his brother Mike, when Mike was the head coach of the Arizona
After further
Wildcats.
review, the ruling is the runner's knee was down before the ball came out at the 26-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 26. Reset the game clock to 4 minutes and 20 seconds. 4:20 on the game clock, please.
The guy I think that could be a valuable Guy to look for right here now is Jay Sternberger. We haven't heard him or seen him very much here since early in the ball game. The tight end of this part of the field is a matchup problem for Kentucky's defense.
What a story. He was a third-string tight end at a small junior college.
Please. At 4:20 on the game clock.
Northeastern Oklahoma A&M College in Miami, Oklahoma. The Golden Norsemen have actually produced pretty good football players over the years. Guys like Ernest Givens, Marion Butts, and James Wilder. They had to look hard to find him on the film. They had some excellent tight ends ahead of him. Josh Allen yanks down Kellen Mond after a gain of 2.
That's where you see the other part of Josh Allen's game. We know about him as a pass rusher and getting tackles behind the line of scrimmage. His ability to chase plays down from the backside. You cannot run slow developing plays away from him because he will hunt you down. And he did that time for a very short gain by Kellen Mond.
Deepest penetration of the game for the Texas A&M offense. They haven't made it to the red zone. There's a ball toward the end zone, and it's batted down. And there's Josh Allen showing that versatility, one of the best pass rushers in the country, with beautiful coverage near the end zone.
He's running the underneath coverage on the tight end Sternberger. They anticipated that that's where Kellen Mond was going with the football. And look at that big defensive end, outside linebacker, get down the field and get a hand on the football. He's providing underneath coverage for the safety, Darius West, and does a great job.
We mentioned he spent 3 years in high school in Alabama before he went back to his native New Jersey for his senior year of high school, and he was a wide receiver.
Yeah, all-state.
In Alabama, all-state wide receiver. When he got back to New Jersey, his coaches said, you'd be better
Texas A&M
as a defensive end and linebacker, and boy, was that a good move for him. He was kind of miffed. He said, hey, I was all-state in Alabama as a wide receiver. One of the best defensive ends, outside linebackers in the country in college football today.
Hey guys, today we're here to talk about trucks.
I love trucks.
What the heck is that? Oh, what truck brand comes from the family of the most dependable, longest-lasting full-size pickups on the road?
I think it's the Chevy.
Ford. Is it Ford? Nope, it's not Ford. I think it's Ram. Is it Ram? Not Ram.
It's Chevy.
That's right. From the family of the most dependable, longest-lasting full-size pickups on the road.
Gorgeous. Chevy hit it out of the ballpark with these.
We're more than just $7.99 large 2-topping pizza delivered.
Hey, B, is this it?
Watch me. We're an end zone dance at your doorstep. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Let's do this.
Exciting, right? Kid, welcome to the big time.
Rated PG-13. In theaters October 12th.
Hey, what you working on? Oh, wait, that's the new iPhone.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing.
It's incredible. And when people get the new iPhone, they can also get our upgraded unlimited plan.
Right.
It can come with TV, movies, or music. It's more entertainment than people have time for.
Right.
So I've invented a clock that has more time.
Looks like you just drew a 13 on that wall clock.
It's a prototype, Daniel.
Upgrade your upgrade. Get the new AT&T Unlimited plan on the amazing new iPhone. More for your thing. That's our thing.
You see, Brad, songs are really about big life moments. Baby shower here. Big life moment.
What is in here?
Ooh, I hope it's a life insurance policy.
What?
It's a sensible gift. Protection for you and your family. Nationwide has all the tools to help you find the right coverage.
Tiny baby shoes. So close.
Makes no sense. Baby can't even walk. Should have been a life insurance policy. Plus would have been a great song. Think about it. The lyrics, beneficiaries. Ooh, Brad, where are you going?
Kentucky's Josh Allen is everywhere, whether he's sacking the quarterback or batting down balls in the end zone. He got lost in the recruiting shuffle because he changed to defense as a 215-pound defensive end in high school in New Jersey. His only other offer besides Kentucky was Monmouth. And here he is making himself into one of the best players in the country. He went from 235 pounds to 262. He thanks his girlfriend because she started to become a vegan and had to do meal prep. And he said, I thank her for doing all the cooking, but I am not vegan.
He wants to be drafted higher than his sister. Laisha went number 19 in WNBA draft. Right now, he has some work to do, according to our Todd McShay, who loves him as the number 1 outside linebacker, but has him an early second-round pick. Number 35 overall. Good throw. Mon, first down, first and goal. Jay Sternberger on the receiving end.
Sternberger does a great job against zone defense when he makes his outside break sitting down in between the 2 Kentucky defenders. That time there was no underneath coverage provided, and he found a nice hole in between the zone defenders, and Kellen Mond hit him with the football. Again, it's part of the field. He is a problem for a defense.
First time in the red zone for either team. Kentucky's touchdown was a 54-yarder. Travion Williams, big hole left side, and he's inside the 5. Chopped down by Darius West, who saved the touchdown.
Red zone touchdowns. Kentucky's defense has been outstanding. They've had 12 opponent drives in the red zone. Only 4 times have they scored touchdowns. And for Texas A&M, 17 out of 27 red zone possessions have resulted in a touchdown. Big opportunity here with second and goal.
With 2.5 minutes to go in the half. Some lunging near the line, and the officials do stop it.
Before the snap, false start, number 81, offense, 5-yard penalty, still second down.
Yeah, you hate that. I mean, if you're a fan, if you're Jimbo Fisher particularly, because you got second and goal on the 3, and you get movement by your tight end, and now you back it up. And you put yourself in a little bit more of a throw situation here on second down. The option with the quarterback has been a pretty effective play so far.
Well, he's a good runner. You mentioned his success against that terrific Alabama defense. Rushed for 98 yards against the Crimson Tide. Allen right in his face. And the throw a little bit off target. Looking for Courtney Davis with Lonnie Johnson in coverage. There is a flag down back behind the line of scrimmage.
I think it might have been Josh Allen for roughing the quarterback. He was working on the center, Eric McCoy. It was an inside move that time by Josh Allen, and he got his right arm up around the head area of the quarterback.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 41 defense. Half the distance to the goal from the previous spot, first down.
It's an outstanding inside move by Josh Allen. Watch him go all the way inside. The center tries to pick him up. The center actually held him. And there you see the right forearm up in the chest and neck area of the quarterback. Could have possibly been a holding call against him. Instead, it's a penalty against Josh Allen and a first down.
Some might call it football as well. I don't think Mark Stoops is going to like that when he gets a closer look at the film. Big call, first and goal just outside the 3. Colin Gillespie, the 12th man. Where's that number 12? The fullback trying to lead the way, and nowhere to go for Travion Williams with Derek Beatty up near the line.
Gillespie is still trying to learn how to block as a fullback. He's got all the physical talent and tools, outstanding athlete, ball skills, speed, but just is not comfortable yet as a blocker.
Again, they didn't have fullbacks here under the previous coaching staff. He was a linebacker, former walk-on, the honor of wearing the number 12. Emblematic of the 12th man. Jimbo Fisher says he's so smart, sometimes he overthinks what his responsibility should be. They bring pressure at Mon. They didn't get to him. Corner ball up for grabs and incomplete. Courtney Davis the target. Mike Edwards has had a nice first half for Kentucky. Had the coverage.
This part of the field, everything shrinks. You just don't have as much room to throw the football, and this length all the way across the Kentucky secondary. They've got size and length, and they make it very difficult to throw the football because of their length. I think you got to give Kellen Mond a chance to run the ball here. I know it's third down. You've thrown on second down. I say you go quarterback run, let Travion Williams be the lead blocker.
Some sort of option, perhaps. Nope. Straight pass to the end zone. Caught.
Yeah.
Touchdown, Courtney Davis.
Saw him working on this play on practice on Thursday. The little out route, it's a timing route. He shows fade and then breaks out, and the quarterback is instructed to throw it right to the pylon. The back coming out of the backfield held the safety in place. It's one-on-one coverage. And that's excellent execution by Kellen Mond and Courtney Davis for the touchdown.
Second touchdown of his sophomore season for Davis. We talked to Kellen Mond yesterday about the absence of Jamon Osmond, his former high school teammate and roommate at IMG Academy. Said who could step up? He said Courtney Davis could be really special. He's an excellent route runner. And Davis has 2 catches in this opening half and the A&M score. Seth Small has tied it with the extra point. And as expected, low scoring and close. Certainly expected more out of Travion Williams and Benny Snell, but these excellent run defenses doing their jobs. Week 5 Monday Night Football comes to you from the Big Easy. History could be made. Drew Brees is just 200 yards shy of Peyton Manning for the most career passing yards of all time. More than 71,000. He and the 3-1 Saints against Adrian Peterson. 2-1 Washington. Don't miss it. 8:15 Eastern on ESPN tomorrow night. Adrian Peterson revitalized in Washington.
A lot of people thought he was done last year and made a nice rebound.
He never lost his ability to shake hands. The hardest, firmest handshake I've ever experienced last year when he was in Minnesota at the start of the year. We went in for a meeting with him, and I honestly thought I had broken my hand.
Did you know going in you better be prepared for it? Because guys like that, you better be ready for it.
He tried to do it again on the way out, and I just gave him the fist bump. Here's Adnan Verk after the touchback.
Sean, no surprise I have a feeble handshake. Coming up in the Mercedes-Benz halftime report, let you know about Notre Dame and their road test at Blacksburg. Also letting you know that LSU got swamped in Gainesville. Gators defense was fantastic, and Texas is back. No, seriously, they really are back. Join me, Jesse Palmer, and Joy Galloway. We'll see you at the half. Sean, fist bump back to you.
All right, Adnan, always great to be with you. Impressive what Texas has done. They had a really disappointing, almost hard to fathom opening loss to Maryland with everything the Terrapins were dealing with going into that season opener. But they have rallied back, blew a 21-point lead in the fourth quarter, then won on the last-second field goal. Terry Wilson is ripped down by Dalen Mack, one of Holly Rowe's favorite players in the country at 6'1", and that's probably generous, 320 pounds.
Yeah, he's right here now. Terry Wilson has some time. He can't find an open receiver, and when he starts to leave the pocket, Dalen Mack is able to disengage from the block and take him down.
Mack's career really rejuvenated by the coaching change. Wilson steps into a long throw, looking for Dorian Baker, who was looking for a flag. Charles Oliver running in coverage. Dalen Mack, Todd, was a terrific player as a freshman, and then his performance dropped year to year. Here's the coverage.
Hand fighting, both guys pushing. I think a good no call on that play. The problem with throwing that ball, you stop the clock. It's third down. If A&M gets a stop here, I think Jimbo Fisher will use a timeout. He's got 2 left and maybe give his offense a chance to add some more points.
Eddie Grand said Kentucky's offense needed to be good in the early downs. It has not been. Just 119 yards of offense for the Cats. Wilson started to run, then threw it wide to Lynn Bowden. He's down at the 20, and will Jimbo
there's the timeout.
Call a timeout. He will. With 39 to go in the half.
You know, because Jimbo's thinking, look, we won the toss and deferred, so we're going to get the ball to start the third quarter. Let's see if we can really seize momentum in this low-scoring game. Force a punt.
Did not run during that last play. Please set the game clock to 32 seconds. 32 seconds. And it will start on my signal.
Perhaps there's a problem with it because it's still not moving.
Please set the game clock to 32 seconds. It did not run on that previous play.
Now they're going to start the clock here.
No, it was a complete pass, and he was down.
Then I wouldn't snap the ball here if I'm Kentucky until that clock runs all the way down.
So Jimbo did not call the timeout. It was just the clock malfunction.
You see, he thought it was an incomplete pass, and that's why he didn't call timeout.
He should call it now. Yeah, and he does. They lost 2 seconds. Looked like he was trying to call timeout. Now they lost 5 seconds. I don't know why he waited. I mean, it was pretty clear. The official explained to him. He announced, we're going to run it on my whistle. And it seemed like the official on the sideline was communicating that to Jimbo as well.
Texas A&M called timeout prior to the ready for play. Please reset the game clock to 32 seconds.
Right. They'll give it.
This is their second charge timeout of the half. 30-second timeout.
I thought he was trying to call timeout as soon as the play ended. And, so I think this is right. Putting the clock back to 32 seconds. It won't start until the ball is kicked.
Friends, you can stream college football all season long on ESPN Plus. Start your free trial today by downloading the ESPN app, which we have completely worn out today on this college football Saturday. Visit ESPNplus.com. Rashad Paul back for the punt from Max Duffy. These two punters have been tremendous here in the first half. They come after Duffy. He knew they were coming. He still got off a beauty. And a fair catch made at the 30-yard line with 26 seconds to go.
26 seconds, one timeout. So if you're Jimbo Fisher and Kellen Mond, you're thinking, let's see if we can get one first down here. If we can get a play and get a first down, then we can maybe be a little bit more aggressive, see if we can get in field goal range, and again, try to seize momentum in a rather slow offensive football game.
These are two teams that lean heavily on the run. Kentucky came in averaging 254 rushing yards per game. They have 39. And the question I would ask you, Todd, I know both run defenses are good. Both defenses are geared to stop